Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the first episode of Mieruko-chan. And this show, pretty much all I know about it is the title and the cover art, but also the tags. It has the comedy and horror tag, which is kind of like a big part of what got me piqued my interest in the show, because those tags, you wouldn't usually immediately associate them as being complementary to each other, but they certainly can be if done right. So I want to check that. I would like to check out the show. I don't read descriptions generally if I can avoid it, so only thing I really know is what I could get from the genre tags, the title, and the cover art. But that's still a decent amount, because the show's called Mieruko-chan. I assume our main girl is named Mieruko, which is an interesting name because Mieru, it's an actual Japanese word that has to do with seeing things, and ko is a very common way to end a female name in Japanese. So, and also we can see a ghost in the cover art, so I assume she has like a sixth sense kind of thing where she can see ghosts. I mean, that's I could be completely wrong, but I feel smart if that's all true, and I could just get that from those things. But yeah, we'll see one way or the other after we jump into it. Now, before I do jump into it, I do have to explain my reaction format because this is episode 1 of a new show. Pretty much, I do not show the anime footage here because that causes copyright issues. I do show you subtitles from the show, which is in that box down there where you see text. The text, when I'm watching the episode, will just be the subtitles next to a timer, so you can get your own copy of the show and get it all synced up, and we could watch it together, and it's great. So, with all that out of the way, let's jump into the episode and see what Mieruko-chan is up to. 3, 2, 1, play. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, my version has Kadokawa and Funimation intros to it. If yours does not, you'll have to adjust for that. Okay. Yeah, very much a horror movie scenario here, like running through a dark hallway in the middle of the night. But I don't think that's Mieruko. I guess it could be. I don't know, actually. It's dark, for one thing. Is something going to come up from behind her? Or is something going to look through that hole on the other side? I'm preparing for it. I should probably mention I'm not good with jump scares. Usually they're not too bad in anime, but I'm preparing for it. Oh no, the light. That's the only thing that can scare off the ghosts. So what's plan B? Also, this girl's pretty cute. Mieruko or not Mieruko, this girl's cute. I like, shorts she's wearing and everything. Hey, somebody brought the light. Who's cooking dinner? Because I didn't see anyone turn that on. I bet she's never been so scared by a microwave before. So is like a ghost pizza gonna come out? A haunted TV dinner? I'm really not. The microwave was a red herring. I guess it's kind of the Ring reference, I assume. Because, like, dripping, Well, she's dead. So probably not Mieruko. Real scary stories. All caps. That was pretty scary, I guess. I would wet myself. Is that Mieruko? Probably more likely. Spread salt around like the serious supernatural. Look what I got. Mehmet-chan. Is that the brother? Cool, I guess. Oh no, oh no. The fridge just opened. There's only context for that's the scary thing. Also opening. Yamete. Mieruko-chan. Usually associate the word Yamate with hentai, but I guess it could be used in horror movies too. Yeah, I think it's safe to say she's our main character. Well, I'm not quite sure about the paint. I don't quite get that. Maybe she's part of an art club? I don't know. Just like big old puddles of paint. Surprised she hasn't got more of a mess on her clothes at this point. Mianai karane. Okay, now she has it all over. The Yamates are my favorite part of this song. I tried to listen to the actual lyrics. I got like maybe half of them. Yotsuya. 7 in the morning. Can you really wake up that early? Is that even possible? I do like her hair. I haven't had a chance to comment on it, but I kind of like how it, changes color. Like, at a certain point. Like highlights kind of thing. I like it. I think it looks cool. I have a cat that also wants to eat 24/7, so I definitely get that feeling. Is there gonna be... Oh, it's a handprint. That was a handprint. I was like looking for a face in the back, and there was a handprint. Nico. So is it not the Mieruko? I mean, Mieruko might not actually be a literal name. It could just be... Could be a nickname. You just missed her, old man. At least we arrived at school. Relatively safe and sound. Flag. Oh. Hana, okay. I mean, I can... Yeah, I can imagine why. That voice sounds familiar. Okay. Probably not that hard to guess. Yeah, I think we saw her in the opening. Are we not friends with her? I assumed we were, but I guess I had no basis for that. I'm gonna look up voice actresses after this episode. Pretty eyes. You were gonna say something. Don't leave me hanging. Perhaps she's the one that sees ghosts and she was gonna say, hey, you have a ghost behind you. Or Mieruko. It's a good question. I just got here, Sensei. Please don't ask me. Somebody lost their ball? Or maybe a ghost is playing with it? Yes, ma'am, I'm paying attention. Is a ghost gonna move the ball? Ah, it moved. I mean, that could have been the wind, to be fair, but I'm sure it was a ghost. Yeah, she seems to be that type. Nah. That happens. There could be worse things in the fridge. Okay, that is a little bit suspicious. Hungry for batteries. Sounds more like your house is haunted. Did you sense something? Is your food haunted? You got some little on your face. Oh, okay. She snuck her food. Now I get it. Freaking glutton. There's another place that ghosts can appear. Like Hanako, I think she's called. Are you okay over there? .3D switch. So we haven't actually seen like a real ghost yet. But I guess our school day's over. And man, she really is stacked. How big are those things? Yeah, I'm sure you have to buy new ones fairly often. It's kind of what I was getting. It's kind of what I was getting at. Might be 8 or 9 for you, but I wanted to know about that. Yeah, she's a fun one. She's kind of the Genki type, and our protagonist here seems to be more of a chill type, which means they play up each other well. But I think we're getting closer and closer to potentially seeing some supernatural stuff, perhaps. And usually when I watch horror type stuff, I turn off the light, but I mean, doesn't really work with recording. Like, you know, you can't really see me very well, so not the best idea to do that. Maybe we could get like a night vision camera. Oh, there it is. Hopefully something doesn't try to grab us from under there after we reach for it. Yeah, I'm definitely expecting something to happen here. Ah, Mochota was right. We can almost see something. Oh. Oh. I think I saw something. That was such a tease, though. Flickering lights, definitely a sign of ghosts. Fuan, yeah. And rain, these are really building up the atmosphere for spooky stuff. Something actually might be following her. Yeah, don't you hate when that happens? Hopefully it's waterproof. From Hana? She actually took a picture of herself to demonstrate. Yeah. What's happening? I wasn't really trying to say something, but this is actually fairly creepy. Especially because I think something's gonna pop up in the background of that picture eventually. Oh god, oh, that is actually terrifying. Yeah, that is when it's time to panic. Get a new smartphone. It's already a little bit scary, scarier than I thought it would be with that comedy tag. She looks at it again and it's back to normal, probably. No, I can bring you an umbrella. Emoticon. Yeah, I'm sure it's just your imagination. You probably should. Scare the shit out of me. I told you I was not good with jump scares. No. No, I am not the Mieruko you're looking for. And she's pretty composed, all things considered. It's gonna be really hard to pretend not to see that. But I'm pretty sure she can. I mean, a couple of her mannerisms kind of gave it away. I think. Oh man, because you can see some like internal organs and stuff. Yeah, she definitely saw that. She did an amazing job keeping it cool. Partial title drop. Mieruko-chan. I like how it fades in with the rain. That's a cool touch. Actually, I didn't even know if that was rain. It looked cool either way. You're gonna be late. Kyosuke staying out of friends, so you're all alone. Basically, is what that message says. Yeah, bye, Disune. There's that handprint again, but we didn't see really what made it. Wonder if that will change this time. I assume not. I'm preparing myself for the next jump scare as best I can. I think I handled that one better than the previous one. Oh, oh, Jesus Christ. How do you ignore that? Even the blood dripping down, but kind of dripping up because it's upside down. I could not live like this. Yeah, a little bit harder to keep it cool. Sorry. I feel like this is not over yet. It's probably going to still be there, probably looking worse somehow. uh, uh, wow, they really are just giving us all these shots. But no panty shot, you know. The shit's apparently above that. You know, when you whip out the salt, you're kind of giving away that you can see it. $20 of that. Jesus, that's like a whole anime episode just about. Gangle. Sounds painful. So yeah, Mieruko might not be a literal person name. It just refers to her, what she can do. That's my running theory. Oh, so aren't you supposed to make like a salt line? That's what they did in Supernatural. Like you could make a salt circle on your bed, for instance. Hope that no window breaks and the wind blows it away. Please tell me that movement is her arm. Oh, I don't think I'm ready for this one. Oh god, that made it so much worse. This is just horrible. This did have the comedy tag, right? Did I just misread that? Because I'm not seeing a lot of the comedy so far. Yeah. It's probably an oral sex joke here somewhere, but I will refrain. So we haven't seen a ghost today yet. But man, the never knowing when they're gonna pop up and having to like no sell it, make it something you don't see them at all. That has like an extra level of difficulty of dealing with it. But it's important to do that because if they know you can see them, they're not gonna leave you alone. Such a rough position. Hey Hana. You know, maybe our protagonist would be a bit more Genki too if she didn't see ghosts. Yeah, seriously, please don't jump scare her. She's gone through enough. So did it just start yesterday? Because my initial assumption was that she just could always do that because of how good of a job she did pretending that she didn't see it. But considering how different her reaction to it was today than yesterday to Hana, makes me think otherwise. So I don't know. Nice weather today, huh, Hana? Oh god, it's dripping! Good morning, Hana. I don't see any ghosts. Do you see a ghost, Hana? It's getting close, oh, that animation. Oh god. Okay. Yeah, I definitely was not ready for the level of just how grotesque the ghost looked. Wasn't ready for that. Oh my god, there's so many of them. But yeah, I didn't see too much comedy in this episode, but I can kind of see potential for it. That's kind of hard to describe, actually. Like, there's certainly some comedic element to it, you know, with some of her responses and stuff. Mitai, Nita Yone. It was too late. I started reading the name of the song. I couldn't read it in time. I mean, I can kind of guess what the rest of it said. Man, this reminds the contrast between the horrificness and the relatively upbeat song. It reminds me of a certain other anime that did a similar thing, but they had zombies at a school. I don't want to say the name of the show because of the spoiler, but if you've seen the show, you know what I mean. She totally sees them. Cho Mieru. Was that the last line she said? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the last line she said in the episode. Cho Mieru. That was the first episode of Mieruko-chan. Man, I don't even know where to start. Okay, well, I went into this as blind as I could. I told you that, I'm pretty sure. And so all I knew about it was that, well, all I knew about it was that it was had the comedy horror tag and all that. But I speculated that it would be about a girl that could see ghosts because of the title and stuff. And it definitely is that. Like, the very first scene we got was like a like in-universe TV show or whatever. So, you know, for a second I thought it was like that was our main girl, but after a second I was like, no, this really comes across as an in-universe TV show or something, or like a ghost story or something like that. So, yeah, once you actually saw the real main character, she looked like the main character, right? Like you've seen those images before where it's like, guess the main character, and you know, shows a bunch of regular people and the Yu-Gi-Oh hair on the protagonist, right? Like usually you can generally tell a main character when you see one. Not always, though. Girls in Panzer is one of the exceptions to that. But our main girl's named Miko. She's not literally named Mieruko, which I did think was a possibility, but, you know, seemed kind of silly once I realized the truth. I was like, yeah, I guess, you know, I guess it would be a little bit on the nose. Sure, whatever, right? I do love the main character's design. She has the, like, Hime cut sort of hair, and it's black, and on top of just having those, like, light purple highlights at the bottom. So, as far as, like, attractive main character, she's just absolutely gorgeous, so no complaints on that front. Also, she's not annoying, which is always a good thing. You know, she's just nice and chill. She pretty good crisis management for the most part, so there's really nothing to dislike about her. And they do cover the Genki girl category with her friend Hana. So, oh yeah, I was gonna look at voice actresses. That's what I was gonna do, because okay, yeah, Hana is Hondo Kaida. Yeah, the name definitely sounds familiar. I want to just look at a few of her roles real quick. Yeah, she was Elena in Majo no Tabi. Yeah, that one I definitely remember. Oh yeah, Maple, definitely. Yeah. So yeah, I'm starting to remember now. I think that's the only one I really wanted to look up. I mean, I guess I could look up Miko's voice actress, although she didn't sound as familiar. But have I seen anything with her in it? Let's see. Oh, she voiced Keith from Hanefura. That's unexpected. Oh, she's Aqua, right? Okay, I couldn't tell that, but okay. If she's Aqua, that's something. Yeah, it says Isekai Quartet 2, Aqua. But I don't know. It only says Isekai Quartet 2, though, not Isekai Quartet 1. I don't know what that's about. Does Aqua have more than one voice actress for out of Japanese? I don't know. Yeah, she has a few roles, like Elizabeth from Nanatsu no Taizai, but anyway, back to the show. So yeah, they actually took longer than I thought they would to actually bring up the ghosts, which was pretty well done, because that's kind of a good horror movie thing. The longer you can go without actually showing the monster, the more of an effect it has on you when they finally do show it. Right? It allows your imagination to fill in the gaps, and it allows the suspense to really build. Because we kept seeing things that were kind of like ominous, like the handprint on the window, which was on the glass, which Miko didn't think too much of. But also we met another girl who's not friends with us yet, the one with like the twin tails. Very interesting hair on her too, like 2 different hair colors and all that. Definitely interesting design choice with hair in this show. I think it's interesting. I liked her red eyes, definitely. I kind of wish the protagonist had red eyes, honestly, but I guess she'd be too perfect at that point. So, also there was some story the teacher was telling about a tiger. I'm not sure if they're referencing a real story here or not, but it was interesting. And we also saw a golf ball move slightly, which I'm going to still assume was a ghost, even though we never actually got confirmation on that. But yeah, like just little ominous things, like the golf ball moving, the shadowy figure that just whooshed behind her at some point. Like things like that we saw periodically throughout the episode, really building it up, which I thought it was pretty good. Also, Hana ate her food. Very disappointing. I guess technically we saw her panties when she took them off for the bathroom, but I still don't get why they didn't show us a proper panty shot during the under the desk thing. I want to go back to that shot. Just make sure we really didn't get to see anything. Because it did very much of the tease of like slowly panning up from behind shot as she's kind of like fidgeting left and right, right? But no, they do that thing where they like force gravity to push part of the skirt inward into the thighs to avoid showing it. Which, yeah, they really don't show any pantsu, which is confuses me a little bit because we see it when she pulls him down in one scene, and we also just got a decent amount of butt shots in general from her, so it's a little bit odd to me, but oh well. The show does what the show does, I suppose. And then we got our first like real frightening thing with a picture, because she took a picture of herself to send to her friend, I guess as proof that she's wet. That sounds kind of weird to say it like that, but then she sends a picture back to her. And then she sends it again, and again, and again. And I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like that in a horror thing. But yeah, it just got faster and faster and just got more and more distorted. That was the first real scare we got. But then we actually got to see the ghost itself nearby. And boy, was it terrifying. The jump scare got me good. I think that was definitely the hardest the jump scare got me in the episode, which makes sense because it's the first jump scare. And I do want to reiterate that I am not good with jump scares. Like, I don't want people to think I exaggerate for the camera. If anything, I try to not get scared. Like, I try to fight against it. But they were some truly frightening figures. Like we had some neck bending and stuff, and the hollow eyes, and sometimes guts pouring out, and the questioning of, can you see her? Because it adds an extra level of fear, because she's like, has to pretend not to, because if they know you can see them, they will not leave you alone. That is because if there's one thing they're desperate for, it's attention. If they weren't, they wouldn't be asking the question. So if they find a person that can see them, they will not leave you alone, and you will truly hate life at that point. I'm so confused though. Was that the first day she ever saw a ghost? Because she kind of implied it, I think, but there were also things that seem to imply otherwise. So if you can clarify that for me, that'd be great. Also, I liked her pajamas. Just don't have much more to say than that, but I did like them. Yeah, we had the bathroom one, and he was there for like 20 minutes. Yeah, that's when we got our first really good butt shot, because like we had the pajamas like kind of like going inward into the crack and all that. So, but again, no panty shots for whatever reason. And then like one more butt shot as she's like rummaging or whatever for salt in the room. Like it's what it is. I guess everyone has their own standards when it comes to that sort of thing. But I'll take what I can get. I guess will kind of be my stance. But the one that was like, because it didn't like jump scare me much when she lifted up the blanket to reveal the ghost. It wasn't very jump scary because like we already saw the movement of the blanket, so we were pretty sure that there was something down there. And then she lifts it up and it shows it, and it's creepy looking, of course, but doesn't look too different than the other things. But it's not very jump scary from our perspective. But from her perspective, that if I was in her position, if I was laying in bed, I lifted up a blanket, there was a ghost down there, I would be traumatized for life. Like I would, it's horrible because what I would usually do is just rush out of bed in a panic and probably never sleep again. But you kind of reveal that you can see them if you do that, so you're kind of put in an awful position. So she has to like, again, no-sell it, make no big deal about it. And to add to the creepy factor, she calls her mama, kind of like the ghost later on calls her sensei, because it just kind of ghosts kind of see what they want to see, right? So she puts a blanket down. It has to just kind of sleep with knowing that there's a ghost on her blanket that keeps just calling out for her mama or calling her mama, one of the two. And she has to try to sleep like that. I could not imagine. I almost couldn't imagine anything worse in life in general than that. Like, especially if you could like, I don't know if she can actually feel the ghost or if it's just a visual thing, but if you could like feel it rummaging around down there, like, it was so creepy. Like there were so many sex jokes I could make about that whole thing. It creeped me out too much to even want to, honestly. So I just made the one comment. But man, that would just be the worst. That would be the absolute worst. And now she doesn't seem to appreciate Hana's surprise hugs anymore. I got that impression. And even at school, she's not safe from them. I am very curious about our twin-tailed girl. I assume her name's on the MyAnimeLIst. Yeah, Yudia. Yeah, what's that family name? Niguredo Yudia. I'll take a quick look at her voice actress since I've already looked at a bunch of other voice actresses. See if I recognize anyone. Oh, she was Saki and Kanojo Mo Kanojo. That's cool. Saki was one of my favorite characters from that show. It was a show from last year that I really, really enjoyed. She was also in Shadow's House. That's cool. And Yotsuba and Kotobu. So yeah, she's definitely been into... Oh, she's Kokua too. I did not pick up on that. I mean, probably because she didn't have a whole lot of lines. But yeah, once I saw Kokua, it clicked. Like, I really should have picked up on that. If I went back and listened to her lines again, it might be a bit more obvious. I don't know. But yeah, then we saw the ED or the opening. Did we get an opening? I'll check real quick. Did we get an opening? If we did, it would probably be after the horror movie video thing they watched. Okay, yeah, we did get an opening. I remember, yeah, the paint. Okay, I remember now. So that is the ED that we saw. Yeah, the opening of the ED, very different, because the opening had a lot of paint. I don't quite get really why. Like, did we learn anything in the show that would lead us to associate her with paint? Because I didn't pick up on that, if they did. I mean, the one thing I could think of is paint is kind of like blood, you know? Like, sort of. That's all I can really come up with. But yeah, I don't quite get it. So if you want to give me a hint, that'd be nice. The ED though, honestly felt more. It made the ED kind of made more sense with the show than the opening did. Like I get the ED, like it definitely screamed like comedy-ish horror anime, right? They had a fairly upbeat song with the ghosts and stuff, kind of like ruining it, you know, like as ghosts do, right? So the ED, I think I just straight up liked a lot more than the opening. I think I can safely say that. Like I'm surprised they are not reversed. But yeah, the ED was great, definitely. I mean, overall the episode. I guess I forgot to say this, but overall the first episode was really good. I really enjoyed it. It like I mean, once we got like a few minutes into it, I was like a little bit iffy, a little bit unsure about if this was really going to deliver. But once we got about a third to halfway through, I was like, okay, I think I'm starting to really feel it. I can feel the build up as long as it, really pays off as long as we get payoff for the build up later on, then yeah, I'm really starting to get into it. And then like when we finally got the ghost, it really delivered, and I was really into it, really immersed, really engrossed, and it was a great first episode. I think the second episode's already out by the time I'm recording this because I've been busy lately, so I'm just getting into this now. But yeah, this is great. This is a no-brainer as far as continuing it. So I hope you enjoyed my reaction to this show. If you did, I hope you click the like button, support me on Patreon, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff. And also, it would be great if I could see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.